Sitaram and a pleasant good evening to each and everyone. Welcome to tonight's Connecting Through Bhajans. At this point, I'd like to invite Auntie Chansey to do our opening prayer, followed by our first bhajan. Thank you.
Namaste, Sitaram, everyone. It's wonderful to be with dear friends again. So, as we approach tomorrow's celebration of Sarasvati Jayanti, let us invoke the feminine aspect of God. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstitha Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Smriti Rupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. As is customary, we start with a Ganesha chant. Gananatha Gauri Sutta Gananatha Gananatha Gauri Sutta Gananatha Siddhi Rupaya Shri Ganeshaya Siddhi Rupaya Shri Ganeshaya Rishi Muni Sevita Gananatha Rishi Muni Sevita Gananatha Mahaganapate Namo Ganapate Mahaganapate Namo Ganapate Gauri Nandana Gajanana Gauri Nandana Gajanana Gananatha Gauri Sutta Gananatha Siddhi Rupaya Shri Ganeshaya Siddhi Rupaya Shri Ganeshaya Rishi Muni Sevita Gananatha Rishi Muni Sevita Gananatha Mahaganapate Namo Ganapate Mahaganapate Namo Ganapate Gauri Nandana Gajanana Gauri Nandana Gajanana Gananatha Gauri Sutta Gananatha. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Auntie Chansey. So we'll have two bhajans, and then I'll pass over to Sanya for tonight's Connecting Through Bhajans. So Auntie Indra, can you go next, followed by Anjoy? Thank you.
Sitaram, everyone, again. And thanks. It's nice to have the pleasure to join with you all. I appreciate that very much. Thank you again. Jai 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 Mata सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। हंस वही परमासन माता, हंस वही परमासन माता, विद्या पुस्तक धायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। तू ही दुर्गा तू ही काली, तू ही दुर्गा तू ही काली, तू ही माता पार्वती, सकल जगत के पालन करनी, सकल जगत के पालन करनी, विद्या बुद्धि दायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश विशेष शब, ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर शेष सब, तेरे ही गुणगान करे, हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ, हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ, बुद्धि विद्या दायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। हंस वही परमासन माता, हंस वही परमासन माता, विद्या पुस्तक धायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी। Thank you, Sitaram.
Sitaram. संग तेरी पुकार, जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। संग तेरी पुकार, जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। देवी सरस्वती नाम दे, हे शारदे शेरों वाली, देवी सरस्वती नाम दे, हे शारदे शेरों वाली, सबको है तेरे प्रणाम। जय भवानी दुर्गा वाली माता का नाम। संग तेरी पुकार, जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। देवी सरस्वती नाम दे, हे शारदे शेरों वाली, देवी सरस्वती नाम दे, हे शारदे शेरों वाली, सबको है तेरे प्रणाम। जय भवानी दुर्गा वाली माता का नाम। संग तेरे पुकार, जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। जय भवानी शेरों वाली माता का नाम। सीताराम।
Thank you all very much. So now I'll pass over to Sanya for tonight's Bachoka Khan segment. Auntie Chance, can you do one then?
Sure. Jagan Mate Jaga Janani Jagan Mate Jaga Janani Jai Jagadambe Devi Bhavani Jai Jagadambe Devi Bhavani Jagan Mate Jagajanani Devi Sarasvati Durga Lakshmi Devi Saraswati Durga Lakshmi Mahishasura Sauharini Mata Mahishasura Sauharini Mata Jagan Mate Jagajanani Jaya Jagadambe Devi Bhavani Jagan Mate Jagajanani Devi Saraswati Durga Lakshmi Devi Saraswati Durga Lakshmi Jai Durga Lakshmi Devi Saraswati Durga Lakshmi Mahishasura Sauharini Mata Mahishasura Sauharini Mata Jagan Mate Jagajanani. Namaste.
Thank you, Auntie Chancy. So I see Sanya is back on. So let's try for Bachoka Khan once again. And then Mr. Miraj can do his song if he's ready. So Sanya, you can take over for Bachoka Khan now. Thank you.
Sitaram everyone, and welcome to Bachoka Khan. Tonight we'll be starting off with our opening prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So tonight for our Bachoka Khan segment, I will be singing a Saraswati Mata Bhajan, and Ananda, our young adult, will be reading a short piece. So the bhajan I will be singing is He Sharadema. He Sharadema, He Sharadema, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. तू स्वर की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा ये हर गीत तुझसे, तू स्वर की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा, ये हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरी, तेरी शरण हमें प्यार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। मुनियों ने समझे, मुनियों ने जाने, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी। मुनियों ने समझे, मुनियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी। हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जानी, विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। तू श्वेत वर्णे कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। तू श्वेत वर्णे कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। मन से हमारे मिटारे अंधेरी, हमको उजालों का संसार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। Sitaram. I will now pass over to Ananda for her discourse for tonight.
Sitaram, and today I'll be doing a reading on how to get the results you want. The principal reasons for failure are a lack of confidence and too much effort. Many people block answers to their prayer by failing to fully comprehend the workings of their subconscious mind. When you know how your mind functions, you gain a measure of confidence. You must remember, whenever your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it immediately begins to execute it. It uses all its mighty resources to that end and mobilizes all the mental and spiritual laws of your deeper mind. The law is true for good or bad ideas. Consequently, if you use it negatively, it brings trouble, failure, and confusion. When you use it constructively, it brings guidance, freedom, and a peace of mind. The right answer is inevitable when your thoughts are positive, constructive, and loving. From this, it is perfectly obvious that the only thing you have to do in order to overcome failure is to get your subconscious to accept your idea or request by feeling it is a reality now, and the law of your mind will do the rest. Turn over your request with faith and confidence, and your subconscious will take over and answer for you. You will always fail to get results by trying to use your mental cohesion. Your subconscious mind does not respond to cohesion, it responds to your faith and conscious and acceptance. Your failure to get results may also arise from such statements as, things are getting worse, I will never get an answer, I see no way out, it is hopeless, or I don't know what to do, I'm all mixed up. When you use such statements, you get no response or cooperation from your subconscious mind. Like a soldier marking time, you neither go forward nor backward. In other words, you get nowhere. If you get into a taxi and give a half dozen different directions to the driver, in 5 minutes, he would become hopelessly confused and probably would refuse to take you anywhere. It is the same when working with your subconscious mind. There must be a clear, cut-out idea in your mind. You must arrive at a definite decision that there is a way out, a solution to the vexing problem in sickness. Only the infinite intelligence within your subconscious knows the answer. When you come to that clear-cut conclusion in your conscious mind, your mind is then made up and according to your belief is done unto you. Thank you, and Sitaram.
So thank you, Ananda, for that discourse. And I wish everyone a blessed Saraswati Jayanti and a good week. Thank you, and Sitaram.
Thank you all very much. So now I'll pass over to Mr. Maraj for his bhajan or kirtan this evening. Thank you.
Sitaram devotees. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Sri Saraswati Namah. Om Sri Guru Charana Kamalabhyo Namo Namah. Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varada. Om Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varada. Dina Bandhu Bhagavan, Dina Bandhu Bhagavan, Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varada. Om Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varada. Hridaya Kanthe Gale Mandamala Jata Mukut Aur Dhyan Shivaji Jata Mukut Aur Dhyan Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varadan Kar Kapura Ki Karo Arati Kar Kapura Ki Karo Arati Tujhe Tera Aur Dhyan Shivaji Tujhe Tera Aur Dhyan Shivaji Dehu Mohi Varadan लाज हमारी शरण तिहारी लाज हमारी शरण तिहारी हे गिरिराज महान शिवजी हे गिरिराज महान शिवजी देहु मोहि वरदान उमापति प्रभु हे त्रिपुरारी उमापति प्रभु हे त्रिपुरारी हे प्रभु कृपा निधान शिवजी हे प्रभु दया निधान शिवजी देहु मोहि वरदान ओम शिवजी देहु मोहि वरदान ओम नमस्ते नमस्ते विभु विश्वमूर्ति नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानंद मूर्ति नमस्ते नमस्ते तपो योग गम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्री श्रुति ज्ञान गम्य ओम वंदे देवम उमापति सुर गुरुम वंदे जगत कारणम वंदे पनगभूषणम मृगधरम वंदे पशूनां पतिम वंदे सूर्यश शंख व्यानि नयनम वंदे मुकुंद प्रियम वंदे भक्त जनम शवर्णम वंदे शिवम शंकरम बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय.
Thank you, Mr. Maraj. It was so nice to have you joining us this evening. So, Auntie Indra, can you do the next bhajan or kirtan for us? And then we'll pass over to Auntie Chancy for tonight's catechism. Thank you.
तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। सरराह देखा करके, उधार करो दुर्गा, उधार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबकी, तुमसे यही आशा है। क्या मेरा क्या उसका, ये अपना पराया क्या। सर ज्योति जला करके, रोशन करो जग सारा, रोशन करो जग सारा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, संसार तो माया है। कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उसे जाना है। जो भी यहाँ आया है, संसार तो माया है। कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उसे जाना है। जो भी यहाँ आया है, क्या रंग है जीवन का, क्या रूप है माधवता। तुम ज्ञान बढ़ा करके, उपकार करो दुर्गा, उपकार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। सर राह दिखा करके, उधार करो दुर्गा, उधार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी। Sitaram again, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. So, Auntie Chance, can you go ahead next?
Namaste again, everyone. Thank you, Shabana. So, as you may recall, we started the Sarasvati Vandanaa last week, and I think we did the first 3 verses. So we will continue from there. Shabana, can you pull it up? So, of course, this Saraswati Vandanaa, as I indicated last week, was the first song introduced by Professor H.S. Alish in Trinidad. And it is, of course, a song or prayer dedicated to Mother Saraswati in reverence, in adoration, in praise of Mother Saraswati. So I think I will just start in the interest of time, and Shabana will, until she pulls up the verses, so I will start with the chorus. And then as she puts it up, we will continue. मुझको नवल उठान दो माँ सरस्वती वरदान दो मुझको नवल उठान दो ओ सत्य जीवन सारथी तेरी करो नित आरती ओ सत्य जीवन सारथी तेरी करो नित आरती समृद्धि सुख सम्मान दो माँ सरस्वती वरदान दो मुझको नवल उठान दो मन बुद्धि हृदय पवित्र हो मेरा महान चरित्र हो मन बुद्धि हृदय पवित्र हो मेरा महान चरित्र हो विद्या विनय बलिदान दो माँ सरस्वती वरदान दो मुझको नवल उठान दो 100 वर्ष तक जीते रहे सुख हम पीते रहे निज चरण में सुस्थान दो माँ सरस्वती वरदान दो मुझको नवल उठान दो यह विश्व ही परिवार हो सबके लिए सम प्यार हो आदेश लक्ष्य महान दो माँ सरस्वती वरदान दो मुझको नवल उठान दो. So you could see the meaning of this beautiful song on the screen, and very importantly, it emphasizes the importance of knowledge. And as we know, Mother Saraswati is associated with knowledge, but not just any knowledge, jnana. And every verse, Professor Adesh emphasizes something that is critical to the Hindu tradition. In the last verse where he says, Parivarahu, this universe, grant that this universe be one family with equal love among all. Grant me this high aim. In the past, we've talked about this over and over, and we refer to our little group as our Dharma Parivar. We discussed this in the past, as opposed to our Janma Parivar, and the importance that is attributed to the Dharma Parivar in terms of support, in terms of growth, spiritual nourishment and growth. It's of critical importance. So I also spoke a little bit about the importance of the swan and how very similar the attributes of the swan and Mother Saraswati, they are completely aligned with chastity, fidelity, monogamy, loyalty, but very importantly, viveka or discernment. grace and beauty, of course, but discrimination, discernment, understanding what is right from wrong is of critical importance. So when we celebrate Navratri, which we will be doing in the not too distant future, we worship the divine principle. And this is something, very, very important and very significant for most formal religions. The Hindu tradition is the only what we can refer to as feminine tradition. The others are very masculine. We recognize God, we've done this in the past, we've discussed this, we recognize God as male, female, and mutagender. And we have, Shabana had brought up Ardhananishwara, where you could have seen half male, half female, to show that none is superior. Both sexes are of equal importance. So, Saraswati, we look at Jnana Shakti. This is what she represents. The power to overcome the ignorance and illusion that so much that we face all around us. To overcome it by what? By wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge. And we turn this knowledge, we just don't attain knowledge and we keep it there without it having any transformative role in our lives. And this is a very important part. Purposeful action is supposed to come at the end of a Navratri. And so tomorrow, this is what we honor. The light of wisdom. There's a very interesting analogy looking at a flame and a diya. And we look at a flame as the flame of jnana. And how do you attain it? You attain it through the path of righteousness. There are 4 elements. 4 elements required to light this. So if you have a diya, you need obviously the vessel, which is a diya, the oil, the wick, matches. And any of those that are missing, you will not be able to light it. So this is likened to the 4 elements of vairagya, which is detachment, bhakti, which is devotion, ekagrata, one-pointed concentration, and jnana, knowledge of the Supreme, the light of spiritual wisdom. And we will understand that all the first 3 are critical to attaining the last one. When we talk about detachment, what are we referring to here? In past discussions, we looked at when you become, obsessively attached to things, where they become the be-all and end-all of your life, whether it is acquisition of money or material things or fame or power or whatever. And usually, when it becomes obsessive, we lose all reason. And that there begins a downward spiral. So, vairagya is understanding what is important from what isn't. What will give us lasting happiness from what will be transitory. The second one is bhakti. And when we have understanding, and we can appreciate that the Lord provides everything for us. And the only true happiness comes from God. We begin to love God unconditionally. You don't just get up one day and you say, I love God. It grows as you understand that you are really insignificant, The Lord has given you everything. Our life, all that is around us, everything. We are nothing without God. And this is how the ego is also removed. Or if not, because it is a difficult thing to remove. It rears its ugly head all the time. So it starts to address, that egotism. As Swami likes to say, the ego edges God out of our life. Because then we lose all humility. We lose all desire to assist, to be selfless. Everything becomes selfish. Nothing can be achieved if we are not disciplined and we are not focused. As Ananda was alluding to earlier, you cannot say 10 things at once. You have to have one pointed focus and concentration. What exactly do you want? And you work towards that. And here, this is what ekagrata is. One pointed concentration. And this is likened to the wick. And then the last one, of course, is jnana. And this is likened to the matchstick that you would strike to light. And without all of these, the first three, the last one, there's very little chance that you will attain the last one. Our tradition is so beautiful. There's so many different pathways to God, and over, it is emphasized and re-emphasized, that the importance of knowledge. We have all the different pathways to deal with, everyone is different. Bhakti yoga may appeal to some, karma yoga will appeal to others, jnana yoga. But it's important that having gained spiritual knowledge, it is not enough to say that I can chant, or I know, or I can read this, and I can cite from this book, whether it is a Ramayana or the Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishads or whatever it may be. You're citing and quoting at will. But how does this knowledge, how is it reflected in your life? And over, every time we discuss something, it comes right back to that again. That's that transformative element. It is not enough for us to say that we know something. That does not help us. It's exactly like the old man that Shankara addressed. We must make an effort to change. And this is a lifelong process. This does not happen overnight. And we will stumble. But with that one pointed focus, we will get up and we will move forward again. So it is so important for us to understand. When we talk about, what are you discerning in the Upanishads? We are urged to be discerning. We are urged to question. We are not supposed to be gullible, like lemmings. You just, whatever is said to us by whoever, we just take it and we go with that. This is not what our tradition teaches. It is not by any coincidence that in the Vedanta, in the Upanishads, it's all conversations. But look at the Bhagavad Gita itself. It is a teaching tradition. We have to question. And when you think of it, if you question and you gain a better understanding, you have more conviction. There's no point in you taking something and you don't understand, you don't know why you do it, but you do it. Somehow mentally you are not going to have that, because you know you're supposed to be completely engaged. Mind, word, deed. In chapter 2 in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is quite clear about this. Even in terms of talking about who is the teacher and all of this, it is, you know, emphasized over and over. But yet still, somehow it escapes us. Who are we trying to please? So, not understanding exactly who we are, this mithya jnana that we talk about, is if this false knowledge. This is the pathway to get to this jnana, this light, this knowledge, this wisdom to overcome, to know. So tomorrow when we sit, you know, and we chant our Sarasvati Vandanaa, and we sing all of our beautiful chants and kirtans and bhajans and all of that, you know, I don't know how many people really think of jnana. Everybody will rush across with their school books and their pencils and their whatever, you know, and we think it is only for students. But this is the journey that we are all on. As sadhakas, this is what we are on. Trying to get this wisdom to attain mukti or moksha at the end. Can only happen if we understand who we are. And then the changes start taking place. So tomorrow, as we celebrate, let us all reflect on this. Let us reflect and think. Have we begun this transformative process? The nididhyasana. Have we started? Time is of the essence. None of us know how long we have. And you know, every time there's a calamity, there's a catastrophe, there's something bad happens to us. You know, we take stock and we say, okay, no, you know, I'm going to start. I really must. You know, thank you, Lord, for it. And then life gets in the way and we are gone again. So in a sense, it's a good thing that we have all of these observances coming up, because let us use them as a reminder of the journey that we are on and what is our purpose. And we can, you know, just how we start off the year with resolutions, but this is one way. Let us use all of these observances to check to see where we are at in our spiritual journey. So with this, I would like to say thank you. And it was lovely to hear Mr. Maharaj tonight. It brought back so many memories, I'm sure, for Krishna as well. And Mrs. Ramnath is here, but she came in a bit late. So it's really a lovely, it's a lovely feeling. And I keep emphasizing over and over, this here is our Dharma Parivar. This is how we help each other. We lift each other. Namaste.
Thank you, Auntie Chancy. So, Mrs. Ramnath, can you do the next bhajan or kirtan for us? Then Anjoy can do one, followed by my mom. And today I'll ask Mr. Maraj if he can do the final bhajan for us and our closing prayer, please. Thank you.
Jai Sitaram, everyone. सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ, सुर का ज्ञान सिखा दे माँ, इस अंधियारा इस हृदय में सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ। रीत न जाने गीत न जाने प्रीत न जानो चरण की, रीत न जानो गीत न जानो प्रीत न जानो चरण की, ज्ञान ज्ञान नहीं अज्ञानी हूँ मैं, ज्ञान नहीं अज्ञानी हूँ मैं, सच्चे राग दिखा दे माँ, है अंधियारी इस हृदय में सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ। सांस तुम्हीं सवाज तुम्हीं, लाज तुम्हीं बस रख देना, सांस तुम्हीं आवाज तुम्हीं हो, लाज तुम्हीं बस रख देना, तेरी चरण शरण आए हो मैं, तेरी चरण शरण आए हो, पग की धूल बना दे माँ, हे अंधियारी इस जग में सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ। पूजन अर्चन वरदन सब कुछ सबका सुमन अर्पण माँ, पूजन अर्चन वरदन सब कुछ शब्द सुमन अर्पण माता, प्रेम अकेला भेत तुम्हीं, प्रेम अकेला भेत तुम्हीं हो, कर वरदान बस कर की माँ, है अंधियारी इस जग में सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ, सुर का ज्ञान सिखा दे माँ, है अंधियारी इस हृदय में सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर का दीप जला दे माँ, सुर की देवी सरस्वती माँ। बोलिए श्री सरस्वती माता की जय।
Stop. मा शारदे हंसवाहिनी, वीणा पाणि ब्रह्मभामिनी, कला स्वामिनी जगतारिणी, मा शारदे। ज्ञानहीन में ध्यानहीन में, बुद्धि विहीन विवेकहीन में, ज्ञानहीन में ध्यानहीन में, बुद्धि विहीन विवेकहीन में, विवेकहीन में ज्ञान भर दे माँ शारदे, मा शारदे हंसवाहिनी वीणा पाणे ब्रह्मभामिनी कला स्वामिनी जगतारदे मा शारदे हृदय गगन में मर्त्य भवन में मुक्त भवन में जन जीवन में हृदय गगन में मर्त्य भवन में मुक्त भवन में जन जीवन में जन जीवन में राश्मि कर दे महाशारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी वीणा पाणे ब्रह्मभामिनी कला स्वामिनी जगतारदे मा शारदे कला स्वामिनी जगतारदे मा शारदे.
We are really thank you all very much. So, Mr. Maraj, can you do the last bhajan for us? And then you can do closing prayer this evening. Thank you.
जय जगदीश्वरी माता सरस्वती शरणागति प्रतिपालनहारी जय जगदीश्वरी चंद्राभिम समवदन विराजे चंद्राभिम समवदन विराजे शेष मुकुट लागलधारी जय जगदीश्वरी माता सरस्वती शरणागति प्रतिपालनहारी जय जगदीश्वरी वीणा बामे अंग में शोभे वीणा बामे अंग में शोभे श्याम गीत ध्वनि मधुर प्यारी श्याम गीत ध्वनि मधुर प्यारी जय जगदीश्वरी माता सरस्वती शरणागति प्रतिपालनहारी जय जगदीश्वरी श्वेत वसन कमलासन सुंदर श्वेत वसन कमलासन सुंदर संग सखी शुभ हंस सवारी संग सखी शुभ हंस सवारी जय जगदीश्वरी माता सरस्वती शरणागति प्रतिपालनहारी जय जगदीश्वरी ब्रह्मानंदमय दास तुम्हारी ब्रह्मानंदमय दास तुम्हारी दे दर्शन पर ब्रह्मा दुलारी दे दर्शन पर ब्रह्मा दुलारी जय जगदीश्वरी माता सरस्वती शरणागति प्रतिपालनहारी जय जगदीश्वरी ओम सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वर कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभम करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. With the presence of Sarasvati Mata, be with each one of you. Let us join together in closing prayer. Hari Om. Shiva Hare Shiva Ram Sakhe Prabhu त्रिविधताप निवारण हे विभु अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे बलम् प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम कमललोचन राम दयानिधि हर गुरु गजरक्षक गोपति शिवतनो भव शंकर पाहि मां शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे बलम् प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलायो तनो हरि ओम मंत्रहीनम क्रियाहीनम भक्तिहीनम जनार्दनम यत् पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोल बच रामचंद्र की जय। बोलो सरस्वती माता की जय।